Tonight, an extraordinary twist in the case of the Starbucks manager fired for physically and verbally assaulting two customers at a Southampton branch. You'll remember Luna Spain was sacked by the coffee company after an incident went viral where the 28-year-old trans woman confronted two customers after claiming they had accidentally misgendered another trans worker after complaining about being unable to pay by cash. The shocking video of the incident went viral around the world as yet another example of violence coming to the extreme gender movement. So this is a reminder of what went down.
You didn't start being transphobic.
You're rude. Absolutely not. Don't ever call me transphobic. Ever. You do not know me.
You're being transphobic, Karen. Now get out.
Call me transphobic.
You are transphobic. Now get out.
I want a refund.
You're not having one, do you? Please. Hi, get out.
Absolutely.
You are trespassing now.
They've got cameras.
You are trespassing.
We've
Get
got
out.
cameras.
Get out. You are trespassing.
Apparently, we said something transphobic.
You actually,
Oh my God. That is disgusting human behavior. Totally unacceptable. And watching that just made me feel really, really embarrassed and ashamed to be in the same community as this person. This person does not represent the trans community at all whatsoever. It's just disgusting. And it's hilarious because he was, I'm going to be petty here. I have no respect for you. I don't care if we're both trans. You deserve no respect because you're rude. You're calling her rude for accidentally misgendering, not even you, but the cashier. And you went all hysterical. Why is there so much aggression and hostility and violence? She didn't mean it.
Spain kicked off after the female customer you heard there, Vanessa Thomas, who insisted strongly at the time, by the way, you probably heard it, that she's not transphobic, addressed a second trans worker who was a biological female as a lady, when Spain says the person identifies as a trans man. Now, the Mail Online reported Spain as a hard-left trans activist whose neighbours are terrified of offending by mistakenly saying the wrong thing.
Outspoken trans activist whose neighbors are terrified of offending by mistakenly saying the wrong thing. I mean, yeah, I can see that. This person is insanely woke. I don't know how we got here. I really don't. I'm really starting to believe that the trans community is the most aggressive and hostile community there is. This is why physical appearance and passing is so important to us. Reality is, if we don't look convincing enough, we are gonna be misgendered. That's just how it is. And I don't feel like there's any malicious intent when it comes to that. People just gender you based on how you look like. It's just kind of like a snap judgment. What they see first glance is how they would gender you. They're not going to ask you, oh, what are your pronouns? Or what is your gender identity and how do you identify? That's just not realistic. You're not going to ask every single person what their gender is and what their pronouns are before you refer to them. For me, like when I get misgendered, it does hurt. It is offending. But I don't correct them. I don't force my pronouns. And I certainly don't act like this lunatic, being all hysterical and violent. As a person who has gender dysmorphia, when I get misgendered, yes, it does hurt. Yes, it does suck. However, I don't see it as malicious. It's just how they perceive you. And I respect everyone's beliefs and opinions. And again, if that's how they perceive me and that's how they prefer to gender me, that's their beliefs, their opinions, their perceptions, and that's okay. You know, obviously I'm not going to be friends with these people. I'm not going to hang out with them, and they're not going to be, a person who I would constantly interact with like on a daily basis. It's not as if we're coworkers or anything. So for me, I don't care. These are strangers that I would never see again. So why would I let that affect me so much to the point where I would start acting like this lunatic? There's just no way I would act like this. This is just kind of like animalistic. This is not a normal reaction of a normal person. This is a reaction of a crazy person. The woman did not do anything wrong here. She made a mistake, honest mistake. Do you not make mistakes? Are you perfect? She didn't do it on purpose. God.
But now Spain has gone to the hard left and, incidentally, now bankrupt news outlet Vice to claim they are the victim. Spain has also made a counter-complaint to Hampshire police about a hate crime, demanding an apology from Starbucks, and is also threatening legal action against Vanessa and Mark. So this is what Spain told Vice. I'm the victim of a transphobic hate crime, but I'm being treated like a criminal.
Oh my God. A hate crime. Bitch, there's a video of you harassing them and physically assaulting them, and you're the victim. You. You are a disgusting human being. Actually, you're an excuse for a human being. You are scum.
When asked by Vice why she appeared to attack Mark, Spain added, I wanted the video to be deleted. When I didn't get it, I grabbed the other customer by the bag and escorted her out of the store, then immediately closed the door, which unfortunately cracked the glass.
Escorted them, meaning she dragged her out by the bag. Unfortunately cracked the glass. Because you probably shut it too hard, dumbass. Of course it's gonna crack.
Simply because they used pronouns connected to a biological reality that we've all accepted for centuries. To me, this is more evidence of the dark, antisocial, anti-science path that gender extremists are leading us down.
It is such a shame that we have come to this. It seems like the laws have made it worse in a way. It's just sad. It's sad. If we want people to accept and understand us, then shouldn't we be doing the same with them? Can we not understand that it's normal to be misgendered? It is. You can be the most passable person there is and you can still get misgendered. I mean, it happens to even straight people, for crying out loud. It's not a personal attack. It's just a mistake. And even if it's not a mistake, I don't really see the big deal. You get called a sir or a ma'am, so what? So what? These are strangers. These are people that you will never see again in your life. If this person, let's say, is misgendering you on purpose, let him be. If he wants to be petty like that and, he doesn't respect your gender identity, let him be. Why should that affect you so much? We should be confident enough with our gender identity to not allow pronouns or words to define us. We are not words or pronouns. That is not what makes up our identity. I think we should be a little more understanding and accepting as well of other people. Actually, not a little more, like a lot more. Okay, because this is just disgusting behavior. Just to share some of my personal experiences of being misgendered. The first thing that I think of when somebody misgenders me at like an establishment is that these people have probably not been trained when it comes to how to address or how to deal with trans people like me. I don't immediately think that they are saying it on purpose to hurt me. I just feel like they're uneducated and they probably don't know how to address people like me properly. Unfortunately, here in the Philippines, there are still a lot of people that are uneducated when it comes to trans people like me. They don't know the difference between gay people and trans people. And while it does hurt, and I do feel offended initially, I try to not let that get to me. I try to not let that get under my skin because, you know, it's not healthy. It's not good. I just try to understand them too. And I would like to believe that there was no ill intent there, because why would they? Why would they want to offend me, right? They don't know me. Unless they're just, you know, being really hateful. But I that's not how I see it. I see it as they're just not trained well. They're not properly trained, or they're not educated. So to my fellow trans people, sisters, brothers, please, let's recognize what's being hateful and what is just making a mistake and just being people. Nobody's perfect. Especially when it comes to gender. It's so confusing. Really. Think of that as well. This is so confusing for people. And they're not homophobic. They're not transphobic. They're just confused. If we want their compassion, then I don't see why we can't give them compassion as well. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.